This week on The Big Picture, a paperclip drives conservatives wild, Social Security is most assuredly not a Ponzi scheme, and without Fox News, Pam Geller's hate-a-palooza peters out. Thanks for watching. I'm Melody Johnson. This week, President Obama unveiled a bold new plan to create jobs for struggling Americans. So, of course, Fox News was opposed to it. That's not news. What is news is how far they would go to oppose it.
Meanwhile, come and get your copy. President Obama's jobs bill, hot off the presses. At Kinko's, hundreds of billions in tax hikes and new spending bound together with that chintzy clip. Look at that thing.
Right.
What's that about?
We've never had the word chintzy in the cold open.
We're in a recession.
That was the Fox and Friends crew attacking the bill over how it was literally held together. And you may think, hey, they're just joking around, it's all fun and games. But not so fast. They were repeating an attack from the New York Post, another News Corp property. The Five even covered the story.
How are they going to get it through the House now?
You make a good point about it scrambling, because if you notice, that was not in a binder. It was held together by a clip.
Paper clip.
Come on, this is your jobs bill. That deserves a large, shiny binder. And instead, it's with a little clip that you get down.
Yeah, one of those expensive ones. Yeah, we need the good one from Kinko's,
They're
right?
trying to save money over there at the White House.
Not a good sign.
That was a prop. There's no way that was
It's not real, right?
Those are like 800,000 pages long. It was like 150 pages.
Somebody printed out the first part of it.
Say what you will about legitimate policy differences, but it's this kind of partisan hackery that proves that Fox is not a real news outlet. And, speaking of partisan hacks, they really went over the top on Social Security. In a GOP presidential debate, Rick Perry made the false claim that Social Security is a Ponzi scheme. And Fox News rushed to the Republicans' defense because, well, that's what they do.
On Social Security, this notion of a Ponzi scheme, a lot of people do believe that it's a Ponzi scheme.
Well, you can't disagree. It is a Ponzi scheme.
Yeah, but
Doesn't really
Chris,
work if you're
let's
using
just
the
talk
language
about
of
what a
Ponzi
Ponzi scheme is for just 1 second, because it's when you pay money in to an investment, and then that money just keeps turning over to the people who get paid back first, which is exactly what's happening right now with senior citizens. And Rick Perry said in his answer to this, he said, we would not take away from anyone who's already receiving it or who's about to receive it. We're talking about 25 and 35-year-olds changing the system for them.
Now, Governor Perry had called the system, as you remember, a Ponzi scheme, which means the first people in get paid by newer arrivals, which is roughly true of Social Security.
So it's not exactly a Ponzi scheme, but it's close.
Perry and his media supporters are lying. Unlike conservatives, we do research. We speak to people. We dig up the facts, and those facts say that conservatives are not telling you the truth. Were you expecting something different? As always, though, you can get the truth at MediaMatters.org. Last Sunday was the 10th anniversary of 9/11, so obviously professional bigot and hate group leader Pam Geller jumped at the opportunity. She hosted a rally opposing the Park 51 Islamic Center, or as liars like Geller like to call it, the Ground Zero Mosque. Our reporter was on the scene, and the hate fest drew no more than about 200 people. Looks like without Fox's constant promotion of the non-issue, New Yorkers gave Geller a collective shrug. But we leave you with a familiar face in a familiar place. Glenn Beck made his less than triumphant return to Fox News, only to be mocked by Bill O'Reilly. How the mighty have fallen. Enjoy, and we'll see you next week.
So Beck is back looking like an aging rock star. He's got the goatee going on.
Look, I haven't seen you all summer, and you start there?
But
that's where you start?
You look like you're a member of Crosby, Stills, and Nash.
Look at this.
I think you're Nash.
I didn't
Does he
miss
look
this,
like
Bill.
Nash?
I didn't miss this.
Okay, you got the new glasses, the goatee, pretty soon the earring. You got the lobes for it. Pretty soon the earring. And you got the new GBTV, which is why you've shown up.
That's right. And this is for people who say, okay, now what? Now what do we do? What do we do with this information?
But are you going to ask people for their opinions, or is it just going to be you?
No. I've hired what I like to call a staff.
Oh, you have sidekicks.
Yes.
Kinda like you were
sidekicks. So much.